As Nvidia, the largest semiconductor stock, hits a new all-time high, some investors are hesitant to chase it higher. Instead, they're looking for other potential chip stocks that have not run up to new highs yet. One of those, Microchip Technology, ticker symbol MCHP, because we just detected an unusual trade worth $1.6 million on Microchip Technology, and it could be a signal that smart money sees something brewing. And so in this video, we'll break down this unusual options activity to figure out whether this wealthy investor is bullish in buying, expecting the stock to move higher, or bearish in selling, expecting the stock to move lower. Because as we all know, the rich have more access to exclusive research and information, sometimes even leaked insider information, giving them an edge to make better, smarter financial decisions. This is how smart money always stays one step ahead, well before the rest of the market catches on. No wonder the rich get richer. And so, to level the playing field, let's dive into our analysis to gain insights from the rich, so that our subscribers and members can profit from this deep knowledge too. As we can see here on the options time and sales tape, the most unusual trades happened on June 26 at 9:59 at the 48-second mark for these August 15 options at the 80 strike calls. 8,000 contracts were being traded, plus another 2,000 contracts, which equals a total of 10,000 contracts. And we can see that they were executed around the same price of $165 per contract. Keep in mind that options are priced per share, and each options contract controls 100 shares of stock. So we multiply by 100, or simply move the decimal 2 places to the right. That means each contract costs $165. And so, to calculate the total cost this wealthy investor spent, we multiply this price per contract by the total number of contracts traded, 10,000, which equals a total trade cost of approximately $1.6 million for this unusual option activity. But keep in mind, just because a trade is large does not necessarily mean it has a high chance of success. In fact, this one carries more risk than the smaller, more selective trades we share on our website. And so if you want to get access to the lower risk trades with a higher chance of profit, then go to our website. We'll put a link up here. Keep in mind that our members also get earlier access to trades like this before anyone else, even before we share it with the public. So if you're tired of being late and want more time to act on these opportunities, just head over to our website, where you can see in real time when and which stocks wealthy investors are trading on Wall Street, so that you can have the same opportunities as the rich. Because if the rich get richer, why shouldn't you? With that said, even though this is higher risk, we still traded this, but we use position sizing to manage our risk. As you can see here on the option chain for the August 15 options at the 80 strike calls, since this was a new opening trade, we also traded these call options and got into the same position here, marked as POS, which stands for our position, and the green color indicates a buy position. Now, how did we know these were new opening trades? Well, we can start by looking at the current open interest, which shows 11,000 open contracts. And so, if this wealthy investor opened new trades, then the open interest should have been lower before these unusual trades were made. So let's check the historical data from June 25th, the day before this unusual option activity happened on June 26th. And so, looking at the August 15 options at the 80 strike calls, the open interest was only 800 open contracts. Clearly, this is less than the 11,000 contracts currently opened. So this tells us that this wealthy investor just opened new contracts on June 26, because it would not be possible to close out thousands of contracts if only 800 contracts were opened on June 25th, the day before. This data is very important to figure out, because if a wealthy investor is closing out contracts or trades, it could mean they're worried about that stock, so maybe it's not the right time for us to jump in. On the flip side, if a wealthy investor is opening contracts, like in this case, it could signal an opportunity for us to start a new trade. And that is why we bought these August 15 options at the 80 strike calls for a price of $165 each, which is the same price as we calculated and saw earlier on the options time and sales tape. And so when we analyze this trade, you can see here on the risk profile graph where the profit or loss shows up here, and the x-axis represents the share price of the stock, which is currently trading over here, and the y-axis represents the amount of profit or loss. Note the zero break-even line here. And so when the purple line, which represents the current date, and the blue line, which represents the option's expiration date, are trading below this zero break-even line, as the share price goes down, this trade becomes more negative loss. And as the share price goes up, this trade becomes more positive, more profitable, because it's going long bullish on Microchip Technology stock. We can also confirm that by checking the options Greeks. This trade has a positive delta, which means it's positioned long and bullish. If it was a short bearish trade, we would see a negative delta instead. But keep in mind the risk with this trade. It has a negative theta, which means it loses value over time due to time decay. And that is why you can see here the purple line drops down lower to the blue line as we approach the option's expiration date. Since these options lose value through time, the break-even on this trade moves higher as time goes on. And so you can see here, even though the call options we bought have a strike price of $80, the stock needs to trade above $81.68 per share for this trade to be profitable at expiration. Because of this added risk, along with other factors, we only took a small position in this trade. We don't invest a lot of capital into these higher risk trades. Instead, we focus most of our capital on lower risk, higher probability of profit trades, the kind of trades we share on our website. We'll put a link to our website here, where you can also learn more strategies to increase your profits. Let us know in the comments. Do you think Microchip Technology stock will move higher or drop lower? As always, please like, subscribe, and until next time, let's keep tracking the trades of the rich so everyday investors can profit too. Take care and have a wonderful day.